They've waited all season and for most a whole lifetime for this moment, the World Series. It's what every kid dreams about, even grown-up kids from the Deep South and the Upper Midwest. Each of them had little lumps in their throats and big butterflies in their stomachs. And for a crafty veteran, it was a chance to prove why there's no place like Dome. For his counterpart, it was another hard-luck postseason outing.
Knobloch gets a hit. 1-0 Minnesota.
As is so often the case, heroes emerge from unlikely quarters.
Pretty well hit. This ball is going to go. Did he hit it good enough? He certainly did.
The Twins came out flying, but will their slashing spikes cut past the Braves' stunning young guns? Starting tonight when Atlanta throws out their ace, looking to get even. It is just one of those beautiful, crisp October nights here in the Upper Midwest. You know what I'm talking about. A certain stillness that visits to announce that winter is right around the corner. But indoors, there is nothing still. There is nothing certain in this artificial environment where they control the lighting, the air, the humidity, everything, thankfully, but the game itself, that is left to the players. And the players who call this place home homered their way to a one-game lead last night. But folks, they don't call this the World Game. They call it the World Series. And tonight, we give you Game 2. It's the Atlanta Braves and the Minnesota Twins, live from the Metrodome here on CBS Sports. And hi again, everybody. Pat O'Brien here along with Dodgers manager Tom Lasorda. We welcome you to our coverage of the 88th World Series. Having a good time so far, Tommy?
Enjoying it immensely.
Tom, even though Minnesota dominated the opener, Game 2 is crucial now.
Ironically, Pat, it's crucial for both teams. Minnesota is saying to themselves, hey, we want to go into Atlanta 2-0 because we know one thing. We're going to have to face Avery, Schmaltz, and possibly Glavine. They know they're going to be without the services of the designated hitter. Chili Davis will not be in the lineup. Ortiz will probably catch some of the game, which will weaken their ball club offensively. On the other hand, Atlanta says, we've got no split, just as we did in Pittsburgh. Now, when they go home with the big three going for them, the pendulum swings the other way.
Missing Chili Davis with 29 home runs this season. The Braves are sending out their Cy Young candidate, Tom Glavine. Here he is arriving to face a team that led the major leagues in hitting against lefties. But, I mean, one of the remarkable facets there of Glavine's success is that he was the second most effective left-hander in the majors against right-handed hitting, but the Twins have had success against left-handers.
Without question, Pat, he is an outstanding pitcher because he is effective against left-handers as well as right-handers. He changes speeds as good as any young pitcher I have ever seen in the major leagues. He will be effective if he gets his changeup over.
Do you think he's a little overworked? He's pitched 260 innings this season.
I believe he's tired. I saw the first game against Pittsburgh. He started to get everything up. That is indication a pitcher is getting tired when you see his stuff start to go above the strike zone.
The Twins, Tommy, in Game 2, it's control artist Kevin Tapani, who was the Twins' best pitcher over the second half of the season. Tommy, you have a pretty good idea of what works against the Braves, 11-7 against that team.
Yeah, pretty good idea, Pat. Yes, they are a fastball hitting ball club. They hate breaking stuff. They hate change of speeds. The harder you throw it, the better they like it. So Tapani has to rely upon his split finger. If he gets that over, he could be effective.
The Braves have had their problems driving in runs in the postseason. Last night, they stranded 7 runners, and we asked them about this failure in the clutch.
You know, we haven't been swinging the bats like we have all year long. We did it for, I think, 1 game during the playoffs or 2 games during the playoffs. But I really couldn't tell you. If I could tell you, I'd have had it going the whole playoff series. If anybody could get a team just all of a sudden hitting, believe me, they'd make an awful lot of money in baseball with a lot of teams.
He's 4 for 29 in the postseason. You had some problems with Strawberry early. What do you say to a player who's not getting it done offensively?
Right now he's down. You got to put your arm around him. You got to say to him, hey, look what you've done. You were probably the MVP of the league. Look at all those big hits you got. Relax. We know you can hit, and you're going to do the job. It's just one game. Like you say, it's not the world game. It's the best of 7. They've got to win 4. This guy will hit before it's over.
Put your arm around his neck, huh? The Braves seem to adjust to the new environment with the noise and the homer hankies and the roof. This was the scene last night. We spoke to Ron Gant about his first adventure in the Metrodome.
This is probably the loudest place I've ever been in, baseball park-wise, and you know, it makes it difficult to communicate out there, but we do have signals that you know, myself and my outfielders do communicate with, and you know, so you know, we're working it out. We didn't have any problems yesterday. We communicated well, but it definitely is loud, and I thought I needed earplugs last night.
The Twins are a loose bunch, folks. Rookie of the Year candidate Chuck Knobloch, who wrapped out 3 hits last night. Today he played some football, and we asked him to describe the mood of his team.
Maybe loose, relaxed, comfortable, confident. Any number of words can describe us, but you know, once the game gets going, everybody's serious, and everybody knows what they're going to do.
He's a pretty happy guy out there, Tommy.
Why shouldn't he be happy? He got 3 hits in the first game of the Fall Classic. Show me a guy that isn't hitting that's happy. That's the guy I want to meet.
The man who keeps things loose is manager Tom Kelly. As a rookie skipper, he won it all in 1987, and now he's a game up as Jim Cott visited his office for a chat, and our man Kitty asked Kelly how he prepares hitters to face pitchers they've never seen.
The thing we're trying to do in getting our hitters ready to face the Brave pitchers is do some comparisons. We thought long and hard on who we're going to compare Glavine to in our league. We finally came up with Greg Swindell. He's got a good changeup, as you know. He live on the outside with the change, fastball in, and a breaking ball. So, and Greg Swindell's a pretty good pitcher. So again, that's who we're comparing him to tonight, and we're going to try to set our hitters up that if they were facing Greg Swindell.
Tom, it seems like we learn a lot of lessons about this game when we're kids, and sometimes we learn them from our dad.
Well, that's true. In a way, he used to holler, and when the ball started getting hit around a little bit, that maybe we better think about getting somebody out, getting a pitcher out there and getting somebody in the bullpen. When you start seeing the outfielders chase the ball around and that loud sound coming off the bat, you better think about getting somebody ready.
And you still use that same philosophy in making moves today? You used it in Toronto.
Yeah, for sure. And that was infamous Joe Carter at bat, and he blasted 2 balls off Erickson, and we decided to bring the lefty in, and which doesn't make sense, but again, you had to do what you had to do.
Father knows best. Last night we spoke about how baseball is a game to be savored by father and son. Well, Commissioner Fay Vincent was sitting with his daughter, Ann, last night, and in case you missed it, here's what happened. Ken Urbeck fouled off a pitch in the home 4th. The ball landed in the temporary stands, smack on the head of, well, the commissioner's daughter. We think this ball should have been caught. At any rate, it would have been out in a regular series game, but this is what Kent had to say.
Maybe they're going to, you know, take me out after the ball game and whoop me and beat me or what have you, but nothing was said, really. I guess nobody ever said anything to me after the game. Like I should go apologize or something, but I guess that's a part of the game. You have to read the board when the game starts, that we're not liable for the balls that we hit in the stands.
It was in the 6th inning. The important thing, though, is that we're happy to report that she's all right, but we don't know whether she bothered to read the fine print on the back of the tickets warning that spectators must attend the game at their own risk. And under the terms spelled out, the bearer cannot hold the commissioner liable for injury. It says so right here on these tickets, Tommy. That I think that happened to you one time.
Absolutely. I can attest to how she feels. I remember playing in Buffalo, and a guy hit a pop foul, high pop foul at the dugout. I went up to try to protect the catcher from falling in. The ball hit me right in the top of the head and bounced. And the manager said, "Did you see that ball hit that dugout and bounce 40 feet in the air?" Roebuck said, "The dugout," he said, "it hit Tom right in the middle of the head." And there I was counting 1,000 stars.
Hey, I don't see any big bump in there. They were playing America the Beautiful here while you're singing that, too. We'll be back with more from the Metrodome in a moment as our coverage of the 1991 World Series rolls on from the Gopher State, and we'll go for it ourselves here on CBS. Stay with us.
CBS Sports coverage of Game 2 of the 1991 World Series is brought to you by